Have you ever prayed and felt like heaven went silent? Like your words hit the ceiling and came back unanswered? You still believe in God. But if you're honest, there are moments when you quietly wonder, Lord, where are you? And maybe the hardest part is watching everyone else talk about breakthroughs while you're still waiting for clarity, healing, peace, or direction. If that's where you are today, stay with me for a moment. Because this message is for the person trying to trust God in a quiet season. Hey family, welcome back to the Divine Overflow, where we walk this journey of knowing Christ and making Him known together. Today I want us to talk about something deeply real. What it feels like when God seems quiet. Not absent. Not gone. Just quiet. And honestly, these seasons can test your faith in ways loud miracles never will. Because it's easy to trust God when prayers are being answered quickly. It's easier to praise when doors are opening. It's easier to feel confident when life makes sense. But what about the moments when nothing seems to move? When you're praying for healing but still hurting. Praying for direction but still confused. Praying for change but everything still looks the same. Those seasons can feel incredibly lonely. And sometimes we don't even know how to explain it to people because outwardly life may still look normal. You continue showing up. Continuing smiling. Continuing functioning. Meanwhile, inwardly, your heart is asking questions your lips don't always say out loud. But friend, can I tell you something important? God's silence is not rejection. And just because God feels quiet does not mean He stopped being present in your life. One thing I've learned about God is that He often works deeply in hidden seasons. Think about winter for a second. Trees may look lifeless on the outside, but beneath the surface, preparation is still happening. Roots are still alive. Growth is still taking place invisibly. And spiritually, many of us go through seasons like that too. We think nothing is happening because we cannot physically see movement. But heaven is still working quietly behind the scenes. Isaiah 55 verse 8 reminds us, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord." Sometimes God's process does not make immediate sense to us because He sees beyond the moment we are standing in. We see today. God sees the full story. And maybe, just maybe, the quiet season you're frustrated by is actually protecting, preparing, and positioning you for something greater. I know waiting is uncomfortable. Especially in a world that glorifies instant results. We want quick answers. Quick healing. Quick clarity. But God is not rushed by our timelines. And honestly, I'm grateful for that. Because looking back, there were things I once prayed for that would have destroyed me if God gave them to me too early. There were doors I cried over when they closed, only to later realize God was protecting me. And maybe you'll discover the same thing one day about this season too. Maybe what feels like delay is actually divine wisdom. Maybe God is strengthening your roots before elevating your life. James 1 verse 3 says, "Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience." Not punishment. Not abandonment. Patience. Strength. Endurance. And I know, endurance is not glamorous. Nobody posts about the quiet battles. The waiting seasons. The nights spent praying through tears. But those are often the places where intimacy with God grows deepest. Because sometimes God removes distractions so we can finally hear His heart clearly. Sometimes He slows us down because we've been running on pressure instead of peace. And friend, God never intended for your relationship with Him to be built only on visible blessings. Real faith learns to trust His heart even when His hand feels hidden. That's difficult sometimes. I know it is. But it's also beautiful. Because eventually you begin realizing that God's presence is not dependent on your emotions. Some days you'll feel strong spiritually. Other days you won't feel much at all. But His faithfulness remains the same. Hebrews 13 verse 5 says, "I will never leave thee, nor forsake thee." Never. Even in confusion. Even in silence. Even in waiting. And maybe today God is inviting you to stop striving for control and simply rest in His presence again. Not because you understand everything, but because you trust the one holding your future. Friend, your story is not stuck. God is still writing it. Even now, while you're in this quiet season, He is arranging things you cannot yet see. Conversations. Opportunities. Healing. Growth. Nothing surrendered to God is wasted. So don't lose hope in the silence. Don't walk away just because the season feels quiet. Some of the greatest miracles begin underground before they become visible above the surface. And one day, you'll look back and realize, God was near the entire time. Holding you. Growing you. Preparing you. Even in the quiet. If this message spoke to your heart today, comment, God is still with me. And if someone you love is going through a quiet season, share this message with them. Let's continue walking this journey together, knowing Christ and making Him known. Welcome to the Divine Overflow.